somehow hard to explain, but all I know, I had no doubt about you.
Okay.
Let's be honest. We've been somewhere in our past, been in relationships.
That's right.
And we thought that that's where we should end.
Yeah.
Like getting married. But hey, I don't know how it came. I was like, okay, fine, I'm ready. I was ready for you, babe. I didn't have any doubt.
Yeah.
And even if, of course, we did meet, but okay, the first time we met,
Oh, yeah.
we are already in the process.
Yes.
Already in the process.
Yes.
But what I was telling even people, like, okay, but are you sure about this? You guys never met. I was like, yes. Since my heart was convincing me,
yeah,
I was still convinced.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Thank you for this, thank you for your advice. But I know he's the one. He's the one.
Yeah.
The perfect for me. I have no doubt. Yeah, so I don't know if it was the Holy Spirit. I don't know. I just knew that Jimmy, that was the one.
Ever since we were kids, we have grown to know that
my biggest goal, getting married.
And everything we do from now on, it is to groom ourselves to get ready for this one thing, and that is marriage. And if you're like me, the only advice I ever got growing up, and that was just to not have sex before marriage. But for some of us, we needed more than that.
I'm married now, but the important thing is working through this marriage. It's not just as a trophy that I got already, but I gotta do something to make sure my marriage, I'm progressing.
And that is exactly what we're here to help you with, is progress your way to your marriage. Welcome to the S&M. Let's get it.
But did you I guess, let me say, kick it back. This is like going back now. Go back like a year or year and a half before you got married. What were you doing in that time to like prepare yourself to get to that? So that way, I guess you can like you say you knew maybe it's the Holy Spirit. So like, what were you doing?
The only thing that was important for me that I saw that okay, fine, because I was in the relationship and it was really toxic. It was complicated. But after that, I decided to not allow any other person in my life unless God allowed that first.
Mm-hmm.
So my feelings right after God's permission.
Mm-hmm.
So how should I know that was God's plan?
Yeah.
Right? So the only thing that helped me to know what was God's plan was praying.
Okay.
I really prayed a lot and I knew what I wanted. Despite of challenges that I was facing, guessing who was that? Oh my God, is it this one? Is it this one?
Yeah.
But what helped me was praying. You know, when you pray, you listen, you stay obedient, and then automatically you can know what you need to do, whom you need to stay close to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I knew you were the one.
Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Wow. See, that's amazing because, like, I guess in society, I could say that the way society has taken things, it's like people are nowadays are more afraid to be single, to take the time to work on themselves, to take the time to get to understand themselves. And because, like, I don't know, I guess I can say, I guess, being part of society, because we are part of society, is we tend to not feel, how can I say it? We tend not to feel accomplished when we're not in a relationship. I know we feel like something is missing.
I know.
Right? So like, even though like, if we really like, if you go back, like, if you go back to the beginning of like, the very first relationship in the world, which was Adam and Eve, right? Adam first status as a human being was single.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And Adam was working alongside God in the Garden of Eve, like working, and that's when God, like, because God gave him Adam to help him. So, but his first status was single.
Yeah. Right?
But we nowadays don't take that time to be single and enjoy single. You know, it is good. It's not, being single is not a bad thing. And like, if I can say for myself, like going back, if I could just like have understood that earlier, that it's okay to be single and not trying to rush into this relationship, to this one after that one, man, I would have saved myself a lot of time and headaches, I guess you could say. Could have saved myself a lot of times and headache, but it's an important thing is to continue working on yourself, because like what ends up happening is you end up in a marriage, and if you still haven't got that chance to work on yourself, now you're dealing with two things. You're dealing, like they say, there's a season for everything. There's a season to be single. There's a season to be in a marriage. And now if you end up in a marriage and you're still trying to figure out who you were, and God forbid the other person is trying to figure out who they are, and now there's two people, you're trying to figure out who you are, and you don't know who you both are.
I know.
And that can cause a lot of friction in marriage, because you're both trying to figure out who you are. You're not living in a season that you're really in. You're living now, trying to live.
Figure out.
You're trying to live like the single life, but married.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. It does not work.
Single life, but married.
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is.
It's
true. So it is.
Yeah,
there's no rush. And it's like, like I say, nowadays in society, we feel rushed into like being single, or like people talking about like people just seeing you're this age, you're not married yet. Like, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Or parents sometimes can like, force you into like something that you may not even be ready for. It's like, well, they're like, they want grandkids, and what are you doing?
Yeah.
Those sort of things. So those kind of things can put pressure.
I know, and some people be like, okay, I want to get married because my friend got married.
Yeah.
So I want to get married. I don't want to remain single. I'm the only one married here, so no, I want to get married. But that's not good.
Yeah, and that is true. So I think like the best, like I said, now if I can say, like the best approach to getting ready to get married is work on yourself. Like work on being single. Just embrace being you.
Yes.
And move towards your purpose and fulfill your purposes. Because God's plan is alongside you trying to fulfill your purpose.
Mm-hmm. God
will come along, and you'll find that special someone, right? That special someone that's gonna be there for you, and just like Adam and Eve, right? Because it was, like I said, Adam was busy working in the Garden of Eve before he got a helper, which was Eve, right? So he was working on his purpose. And what was Adam's purpose? His purpose was to take care of the garden.
Yeah.
And that's a purpose. And I know it may seem confusing that, hey, you may not even know what your purpose is, because, hey, honestly, I didn't know. you learn every day. Like it's like, there's things that you need to fulfill, that just working on your purpose itself can be a starting block to like towards better relationship and just moving towards marriage. At least in my opinion, that's from what I can, like, if I can think back to like how I got, like, some things that I may have wanted to have done differently before getting married, is like probably focusing more on my purpose and not trying to focus on what's the next, the next relationship I want to be in and whatnot. That would have been absolutely probably more important. So yeah, being single is a very big important part of getting married, I would say. And hey guys, thank you guys for watching the S&M. Please like and subscribe our videos, and please share them to everybody that you know may find value in this video.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.